1, 2, 3, not more than 4. Don't need a handrail. Come over here. Now this sidewalk's a little cattywampus. Don't want anybody tripping on that. Coming over here, the sidewalk's a little cattywampus. We don't want anybody tripping on that. We're up here at our front porch. We got a Ring doorbell. Front door sticks in this jamb. Storm doors are beyond the scope of this inspection. This front one looks like it's in pretty good shape. We should have, since we're inside of a portico, there's going to be some argument here. So, knowing that I could be wrong, but I would like to see a weather, an in-use cover put over this receptacle outlet. It's not GFCI protected, by the way. I'm looking over here. And what I'm looking for is telltale signs of termite treatment. And I'm not seeing them. Okay. This is hardy plank, cement board. Actually, it's fiber board. Okay. Brick. Most of our houses, red brick. Okay, coming on along right here. Every so often we have these things called weep holes. We need to know brick is a wonderful building material. Okay. This home can burn down. You can reuse the brick. It's a great insulator. So architecture is regional. But one thing about brick is it's porous, and water will shoot right through it. That's why we don't want our lawn sprinkler systems hitting it. Okay? And so what happens is we know that when we built the house, we design it so it can handle storms. Alright? Water will go through it. But we have drainage planes behind it. And then these weep holes relieve the drainage. Save that note for later. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We've got some raised beds here. These are not retaining walls. Those are raised beds. Moving on along, red brick. Got a little bit of movement right in here on our freeze boards. Again, the house isn't new. We kind of expect that. Our rain gutter butt ends are supposed to terminate 1 inch away from the structure. We don't water curling down. You got a big old hairy hole right in there. Look at there. You think water can come over the edge of the rain gutter and go up in there and go in that little hole right there? I do. I think it would jump right off down in there. That's what I think. Let me get my little phone, my little handy dandy phone here. I can like zoom it to 8. How about that? Oh yeah. Alright. Go 17 Pro. Now, okay, the brick and the foundation moves at different rates for different reasons. Some of it has to do with the curing process. Brick is the only product on your house that actually grows. You'll never be able to measure it. Your foundation shrinks. You'll never be able to measure that. But in the meantime, both the brick and the foundation, they expand and contract at different rates depending on the exterior, humidity, those kinds of things. Alright, and the pressure comes out at the corners. That crack right there is conducive to wood-destroying insects. It's conducive to termites. It's going to make your report. It's going to make my inspection report, the regular inspection report. Alright, but it doesn't have anything to do with foundation performance. I got other things to look at, and I haven't made up my mind about the foundation, so I got plenty of other things to look at. But if that comes off, you might have to place a couple bricks. And again, termites, being blind animals such as they are, but through evolution, they know to go places where you can't see. They've learned to do that. They've learned to take advantage of cracks like that. So, anyway, some people call them corner pops. They're shrinkage cracks. Call it what you will. But there you go. And then we're coming on along over here. We got lava. I kind of like lava for ground cover, but we got a lot of leaves and debris in here. And then we got this big old hairy board. I think termites don't... Oh, that's a net. Excuse me, that's netting. To keep the grass from going through the lava. So never mind that. We're gonna stick with debris, but that's not wood. A tree shouldn't be closer than 20 feet to a structure to allow for the root growth. Roots can grow, suck the moisture that your foundation needs out, grow, push your foundation up, move your house, move your foundation. The trees will come down and damage your roof. Lots of reasons not to have a tree so close. We don't have a lot of yard. What are you going to do? You're going to move the tree? Probably not. Going to cut it down? Good luck talking your wife into that. And it's right here by the main sewer lines too. Is this tree going to become a problem? Is this a potential problem? It is. It's definitely a potential problem. It's going to make the report. Tree's too close. But there you go. Double sewer cleanouts right there. This is where we took the water pressure right over there. Moving on along, a nice red brick house. We've got On a lot of our windows, we've got storm screens. Storm screens. Did not come with the house originally, most likely, and so we were having some problems with window seals, or since this faces west, maybe it was just energy management. But there was some reason we woke up this morning and said, you know what, we need some of those storm screens. Come along. Lawn sprinkler head should not be closer than 4 inches to the structure. Alright, because why? Because brick is porous. Oh, we got soffit vents. I want to see soffit vent baffles. There's none in the garage. I've already looked in the garage. But over the rest of the house, I'd like to see some soffit vent baffles. We'll know sooner or later. The screens have got this interesting thing going on. They got all these scrapes on them and kind of a powder stuff. I don't know what that is. Is that pest control? Did I just poison myself? Did I get that diarrhea disease? I don't know. So we're coming over here. You know what's missing? Glazing strips. What are glazing strips, bud? I'm gonna show. Well, here's one right here. Here's a glazing strip. It's like hail damaged that. And then this one down here was damaged, and I just peeled it off. And this one over here on the side was damaged. I just peeled it off. We've only got one glazing strip on this window. Look at that. Okay. Coming on along. Condensing units not high enough off the ground. We got some mystery pipes over here. I have no idea. Maybe they go to the floor. Heater that doesn't work. And I gotta get some drawings going on here too. I guess I should have been doing some drawings. Okay. We can do that. Catch me in action. We got some high soil over here. Alright. See all this foundation? We're supposed to see the foundation perimeter all the way around. All the way around. Code says 4 inches. Texas Real Estate Commission says 6. All I want is what code wants. You know, I want what the Real Estate Commission wants. I'm not going to, like, you know, berate them or whatever. But really, 4 inches, if it's 4 inches, we'd all be happy. But you know what? You don't even have that. You want your 6 inches? There's your 6 inches over there. This is a good sign right here. Alright, see that little circle right there? That's a cable in. That tells us this is a post-tension cable slab foundation. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a very strong, durable system. Come over here. In Texas, we don't expect to have this much brick. Alright? We don't expect to have this much brick without having some movement. That's why we got some movement. We look for some movement. Okay, we've got some movement. Yeah, we got a little bit of movement right in there. Right in there. See that? We got some movement. Alright, but you know what else? We also have control joints. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. There it is. Where'd our expansion joint go? It disappeared. Where'd your expansion joint go to? All this brick has been replaced for some reason. Maybe a car ran into it. I don't know. Maybe an airplane ran into it. I don't know. I don't know what happened to this wall. But I do know that our control joint stops right there mysteriously. And then we have this brick that kind of matches. Kind of matches. They did a pretty good job on matching it. They might have used a lot of the same brick, but they did not continue with the control joint. Okay, moving on along. This screen is showing signs for its wear. Remember I was talking about, see there? Look like hail damage to you, looks like hail damage to me. Okay, window trim. Okay, and then we've had some window movement. We can see the way it's been recaulked right in here. It should be sealed. We got a whole tree too close. Got a whole tree touching the roof. Got a satellite dish touching the roof. Look at that. Alright, that's not the way you're supposed to install satellite dishes. That's a potential leak. Coming on along over here, and we make the bend. This is the primary suite, and this looks like it's a patio conversion of some sort. This is an addition. This is an extension. We come over here. Remember the remember the weep holes I'm talking about? The weep holes that were necessary? We don't have any over here. Look at that. No weep holes. Got a little bit of high soil right there too. Alright, so come over here. Got a little bit of high soil over there. Rain gutters below grade. Got a surface drain, maybe a French type drain. We got some hippie tile job. I got some of this in my house. Alright, this gazebo, we're not inspecting it. Okay, I can see daylight through the ceiling. Okay, I can see daylight through the ceiling right there. You got a leak right there. Got a hole right there, trip hazard right there. You don't have any ventilation. It's wood to ground contact. Termites are going to love this. Alright, you're going to get some use out of it. Some kind of a, it looks like it's some kind of a vinyl roof or something. Nails exposed on there. You'll get some kind of use out of this, but this is not a real estate improvement. It's not going to last long, and you know, enjoy it while you can. But you know, the gate's right there, the trip is right there. Um, you know, don't invite anybody who might sue you onto this. Portable sheds are beyond the scope of this inspection. Again, no ventilation underneath it. So conducive to wood destroying insects, sure, you bet. Coming along over here is the backside. Still no weep holes. Still no weep holes. Coming along, our screens are showing signs of wear and tear. This French door is not in as good a shape as the front French door. When we got a sprinkler head here for no good reason, I hope the pipe doesn't break. We have trouble with that. I'm not sure what this drain pipe is for. Okay, I'm not sure. Or if it's an electrical pipe. No, it's some kind of a drain pipe. Alright. Never tried this before. You on? Okay, that comes on. Got a little bit of cracking on our flatwork. Little metal prefab corrugated R panel thing here. Come along with our fence. Metal car entry door. Okay, our vertical casement, we've had some sealant going up the sides of this. Got a little trim board right over here that's kind of broken on this with the sealant. Oh man, we can do that. Get out that camera phone, man. Come on. Flex that 17 Pro. Am I proud of that or what? Now, when we don't have underground drainage, our splash blocks do not divert water a minimum of 6 feet away from the structure. They're supposed to divert water away from the structure. They're not doing that. And coming over here, this is our water heater. Okay, this is the garage wall. Okay, this is our weather sensor for our lawn sprinkler system. And coming over here, this is our drain for our water heater. That's fine. And then we got this little piping right in here. I don't do water conditioners, but the low salt is certainly showing on that. This one's clogged up for whatever reason. This one's open for whatever reason. I'm not sure exactly how that works how that works with your water conditioner. Again, coming on along, trees too close. Got some of that mystery powder on here. Going along on our fireplace chimney, we got a wooden chimney. Okay, but I don't know if you can see it so much from this side. Maybe we'll have to look at another side. But we got a little, the paint is cracking and peeling on that. And then the siding is kind of jacked up right there on that corner. Okay, jacked up is a technical term. Look for that on your inspection report. Windows again have been resealed. Moving on along. Again, we got raised beds. We're getting close to the end right here. There we go. Moving on along. Looks like our gutters have been overflowing a little bit. We can kind of see the paint. Oh, our fireplace. That's cloth tape. That's cloth tape, and our fireplace has been sealed up because we got a faux mock electric fireplace. So we use cloth tape. That's not going to work. We use cloth tape to seal up our fireplace, and then we put faux electric fireplaces inside. That's what happened. I was wondering. Rain gutter's too close. Remember we were talking about that? I was kind of looking around in here, checking things out. We'll check our outers. Now, this is the only place. Remember how we have weep holes around the perimeter? It's because that's where our drainage plane ends. The drainage plane has been disrupted, so we need the weep holes to allow the moisture to get out. We got a little hole in our brick right here. Moisture can get in that brick, right? Okay, but coming up here, what we've done is, unlike the rest of the windows are pretty close to the soffit. Okay, we do not have weep holes over this den or dining room or whatever room this is. We've got a metal plate in here. Okay, so the metal plate holds the brick up. Okay, it's called a lintel. And then we've disrupted the drainage plane. Anytime you disrupt the drainage plane, now in turn we're supposed to have weep holes. So we should have had weep holes above this window. We should have had weep holes around the room addition. And then it looks like here, right here, we got a little bit of water. Water's coming out on that soffit right underneath this rain gutter. What's that about? It looks like the rain gutter's been overflowing. Look at all that. Okay, something's happening. Something's happening.